The most common type of drill is a cordless drill. A cordless drill is a drill that is powered by a battery. The drill does not need to be plugged into an outlet. Cordless drills are easy to move around, powerful, and avoid tripping hazards with cords. Cordless drills can be used to quickly tighten or loosen screws, nuts, or bolts. Cordless drills can also be used to drill holes into material like wood. Recall that a cordless drill has the following parts: the bit, the chuck, the handle, the trigger, the forward or reverse switch, and the battery. We covered how each of these parts work in the earlier slides. Recall that the drill has a forward or reverse button. This button determines if the bit rotates clockwise or counterclockwise. To switch the direction, change the button to the second setting. Press the trigger to confirm the bit is rotating in the direction you want. Depending on what we are using a drill for, we will need to change the drill bit. For example, if we are loosening a Phillips head screw, then we need a Phillips head bit. To remove the drill bit from the drill, we need to loosen the chuck. Recall, the chuck is the part of the drill that holds the bit in place. To loosen the chuck, set the drill to rotate counterclockwise. Hold the chuck with your non-dominant hand, and gently press the trigger. After a second, the drill bit will become loose and you can easily remove the bit from the chuck. To secure a new drill bit, place the bit into the chuck. Set the drill bit to rotate clockwise. Make sure the drill bit is centered in the 3 jaws of the chuck. With your non-dominant hand, hold the drill bit inside the chuck. Gently hold the chuck. Keep your fingers away from the jaws of the chuck. While holding the bit and chuck, gently squeeze the trigger. The chuck will tighten around the bit. Once the bit is tight in the chuck, make sure that the bit is centered in the 3 jaws. Pull the bit to ensure it has a good connection. You should not be able to move the bit out of the chuck. Behind the chuck, drills will have a dial that determines the torque on the bit. If the drill does not have enough torque, then it will stop spinning before the hole is complete. If the drill has too much torque, you can drill a screw too deep into the material. The drill will stop rotating when it experiences the torque you set it to. Setting the torque is helpful if you don't want to over-tighten a screw or bolt. To change the torque, rotate the dial shown in the picture. The higher the number, the more torque the drill generates. You can also change the speed on a drill by changing the gear. You can change the gear by toggling the switch at the top of the drill. Most cordless drills will have 3 gear settings. The higher the gear, the faster the bit will rotate, but the less torque you will have. Gear 1 has the lowest speed and the highest torque. Gear 1 is great for drilling large holes. Gear 1 is also great for driving larger screws. Gear 2 has medium speed and medium torque. Gear 2 is a great all-around gear. It can be used for most applications. Gear 3 has fast speed and low torque. Gear 3 is best used for drilling small holes. It is also good for drilling smaller screws. Cordless drills rely on a rechargeable battery to power the drill. After you are done using the drill, you will place the battery into a charging station. Remove the dead battery by pressing the release buttons on the side of the battery. Pull the battery out of the cordless drill. Insert the dead battery into the slot of the charger. To start using a cordless drill, identify what bit type you need for the job. Confirm that the correct bit is in the chuck. Check that the bit is securely clamped. Press the drill bit with a moderate amount of force into the material or screw. You want to press straight into the material or screw. You do not want to drill at an angle. Continue holding downward pressure on the drill and slowly squeeze the trigger. Gradually pull the trigger back farther to increase the bit speed. You should see the bit or screw entering the material. Continue holding the trigger and pressing down. Release the trigger when you are done. In this module, you learn how to identify a cordless drill, and safely use a cordless drill. The cordless drill is versatile and mobile. For most job sites, a cordless drill will be your primary drill.